So if you could just recap the essential points of your presentations.
Okay, so what we did was to try to identify subgroups of patients based on the autoantibody profile. And we have measures of 13 different autoantibodies, and what we found is that we can group the patients at that time point on 4 subgroups. One subgroup was dominated by autoantibodies that are called anti-Rho, anti-La. The second subgroup was having autoantibodies that were dominated by autoantibodies that target proteins that are in the nucleus of the cells. The third group was dominated by autoantibodies that have as a target cardiolipins or antiphospholipid. And the fourth group was a group of patients that was negative at that time point for these 13 autoantibodies that we test. And what we found is that the first subgroup is having more skin manifestations, or they were having at that moment more skin manifestations. The second group was with significantly more of those patients were having lupus nephritis, so it was an affection in the kidney. The third group had more vascular manifestations, so low thrombosis, for example. And the fourth group was actually, at that point that we look at these patients, was a mild disease. And the important thing as well is that we look at the most important genetic factor that has been so far identified as a risk factor for lupus, and what we identify is that the associations are differential, so that we have this gene and different forms, or what we call allele, associated to each of these two groups, and that's kind of giving us a hint that probably although they are under the same umbrella, they have different mechanisms in the disease, which will probably help us to, in the future, develop better treatments and have into consideration these factors.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm just going to take your badge. Thank